Good evening, Guam. This is Joe Titano for the Pacific Daily News. Could senators force more oversight of the administration's plans for a new hospital complex in Manila? That question will be going to vote during this month's regular session of the Guam Legislature. Governor Lulian Guerrero last week opted to veto Bill 13, which would require the committee responsible for planning the new hospital complex to comply with the open government law, stream all its meetings, and post advance notice. It would also insert the Guam legislature, along with the Municipal Planning Council from any villages affected and representatives from the medical community onto the planning committee. Guadalupe characterized the bill as a power grab by lawmakers. Speaker Therese Terlahi, who authored it, pushed back against those statements during session on Monday. Lawmakers roundly criticized Guadalupe for the veto of the bill, saying that it was only a matter of transparency. Senator Will Parkinson was the lone senator to disagree, stating that there was a group of lawmakers who were obstructionists in relation to the new hospital complex. The measure was posted onto the voting file without objection. If you want to see the details on that, you can read it at guampdn.com.
Crowne Plaza Resort Guam will mark its grand reopening Tuesday after more than $46 million in renovations that rebranded the Tumon Bay property into a lush oasis.
The public has already been coming to our restaurant, the Terrace, coming to our poolside bar, the Infinity, our lobby lounge. So they have been coming, and I've been hearing a lot of positive comments on all the renovations that I've seen so far. So we're very excited to have you all come to the ribbon cutting, and the VIP guests.
Good morning. Joe Titano for the Pacific Daily News. Lawmakers are calling for a probe of Child Protective Services after a man was accused of touching a foster child placed in his custody. Senators Tello Taitigui and Joanne Brown have called for the oversight hearing following allegations lodged against a local man in March of touching a child. The man had a previous complaints filed against him back in 2018 of similar crimes. Taitigui and Brown have both written Speaker Therese Terlahi, who heads the legislature's Committee on Health, and Senator Chris Barnett, chair of the Committee on Public Safety, asking for a joint oversight hearing of public health and the Division of Child Services.
This 13-acre parcel of beautiful beachfront property here in Tangisan, next to the former Tangisan power plant, is one of 5 parcels of federally owned land which soon could be returned to the government of Guam. Although Guam law requires excess federal land to be returned to its ancestral owners if possible, federal law now requires recently returned federal properties to instead be used for public purposes. Other pieces of federal property slated for return include the former Agana power plant, the USO Club in Pidi, a wetlands area across from In on the Bay in Agate, and a well site in Tamuning.